Morning, ladies and gentlemen. Hope you're all well. Um, Silver Hot Takes, Silver Fox Hot Takes, 91,700 subscribers. Reeves, Rachel Reeves, Chancellor of the Exchequer, United Kingdom, who has no fucking clue what she's doing by the looks of things, unless she's trying to destroy everything on purpose. But that's probably what they're doing here, destroying everything on purpose. Reeves single-handedly destroying the hospitality industry. So I will listen to this. Again, I mentioned this in the last video that pubs are dying by the thousands here because of moves the government's made in the last budget, and more to go. Primarily because the British people go to the pub, speak in the pub. Even their talk of banning you from the pub now. What pubs will be left eventually? Probably the big chains like Witherspoons, again owned by the rich people. It'll be chains of pubs. There'll be no locals anymore. So yeah, that's what's happening. But Reeves single and people are noticing it's just a lot of people can't put two and two together as to why people would do this and why we'd bring in all the foreigners, and you know what I mean. Why do we want this complete collapse of the country? Because there's a bigger agenda at play in the background here, as I keep mentioning. Let's call it the New World Order. Yeah, a lot of people can't fathom why everything's being done, but there is an agenda at play. I'm not saying that Silver Fox Hot Takes doesn't, but a lot of people don't know what's going on here. So, and some do. So, Rachel Reeves single-handedly destroying the hospitality industry.
Hi, welcome to another episode of Hot Takes. Just shy of a year ago, our beloved and wise Chancellor decided to increase the rate of national insurance for employers from 13.8% to 15%, and to cut the rate or to cut the level at which it cuts in from 9,100 down to 5,000. This has been described as a job tax by some, described as despicable by others, and described as disastrous, well, by just about everyone who employs people.
Yeah, it is absolutely disastrous for the pubs. It's crippling them, and they can't survive this. A lot of them can't survive. Like again, like the likes of Witherspoons and some chainy pubs might survive, but your locals are dying a death because of all this.
And that's a lot of employers. But she is now being blamed for absolutely decimating the hospitality sector. 90,000 job losses in less than a year. What, in 10 months, 90,000 jobs have gone. And it continues, and it will get worse. And don't forget, we got the Employment Rights Bill from Rayner coming in soon. That will see even more jobs go right down the shitter. But what can you do? Well, nothing. We can't get rid of these people. You know, those idiots that voted Labour in are now the ones sitting there going, but it was never meant to be like this. Well, it's always going to be like this. It always is like this with Labour. Labour always destroy economies. They've never had an economy under Labour that's got better. But anyway, 1 in 25 jobs in pubs, bars, hotels, cafes, restaurants, you name it, have gone. And that was worse than the 50,000 that the OBR reckoned there would be as a result of that rise. They said it'd be 50,000, it's 90,000 and counting. And of course, it's only 90,000 until the point of this measurement here. I bet it's over 100,000 by now. And that's just one sector. We know retail has also lost so far something like 140,000 jobs. So you're getting on for 250,000 jobs with one policy. And you've got an even worse policy bearing down on us within the next month or so. Now, the chairman of UK Hospitality, a lady by the name of Kate Nichols, she said that the staggering figures showed the hospitality industry as the hardest hit in the country by far, and it is literally on its knees. More than half of all job losses since October occurred in hospitality is further evidence that our sector has been by far the hardest hit on all the sectors. And the sheer scale of costs being placed upon it has forced businesses to take agonisingly tough decisions to cut jobs. Well, let me tell you, there'll be a lot more jobs cut and there'll be a lot more places closing, pubs, clubs, bars, and etc., because they just can't afford to go on. one of the big problems is by increasing tax, you're taking money directly out of people's hands and giving it to the government, which means that people aren't spending it in the hospitality industry or anywhere else for that matter. Now, ultimately, it all goes back to the government anyway. In an ideal world, you have a thing called the Malthusian multiplier, which is where the money goes spend, 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 spend all the way down the line, and the government get a cut at every point. You do that, the government actually end up with more tax, more money. But everyone who's spent the money has kept someone else employed. That person's earned the money. That's gone down the line, and so forth. Of course, had anyone given, our bricktop, Lego-headed, thicko bint Chancellor a copy of Basic Economics for Dummies, she'd have understood that, and she wouldn't have done all the stupid things she's done, and all the stupid things she's continuing to do, and all the stupid things she's got planned yet to come. It is absolutely, immensely dumb of her. Unless, of course, it isn't, and it's deliberate.
Yeah, it is deliberate again. He doesn't like to say too much by the looks of things, but yeah, it's deliberate. It's deliberate. It's the New World Order.
Let me know what you think.
Yeah, it's deliberate, mate. It is deliberate. Because the problem is the general public don't know economics, don't understand economics and know how anything works, to be honest. So you can pull all this bullshit on them all the time, and they haven't got a fucking clue what's happening. But anybody who actually pays attention and has a clue what is happening and how the economy works knows that everything these people are doing is... Whoop,
Bye.
right. Everything these people are doing is absolutely catastrophic. Like, it will just sink us further and further. The British people will end up with nothing. We'll all be poor. We'll all be peasants. And the rich get richer as usual. So yeah, and there's Angela Rayner, Deputy PM, buying a third home for nearly £1 million, while the rest of us are getting robbed blind here. All the pubs are shutting, the shops are shutting, jobs are getting. We've lost 250,000 jobs in two sectors in less than a year. While these people print money hand over fist, like the likes of which you've never seen. And yeah, in debtors forever, and ultimately we'll be the slaves again. And it's all planned. It's all planned. They're doing this on purpose. Like the migrants, it's all being done on purpose. So the British people need to rise, and they need to rise quickly, yeah, because we're in a lot of trouble here, to be honest. We're in a lot of trouble. And winter's coming, and it will very much be a very, very, very difficult winter for many people. So, honest to God, the future is, it's not bright, it's not rosy, it's not orange. The future is very bleak. I think George Orwell put it correctly. The future is a military-sized 12 or something stamping on the human face forever. That's the future. That's maybe not quite the quote, but it's in the ballpark. It's in the ballpark. A military-sized 12 stamping on the human face forever. So I'll leave it there. Peace. But an absolute shit show, to be honest. And it's only going to get worse. It's only going to get worse because these people are making it worse on purpose. On purpose. So say goodbye to the pubs because they're dying a death here, and more will go the more they implement. Again, he mentioned another thing coming in there. So say goodbye to the pubs, say goodbye to the locals. Again, they're no fine well people speak in the pubs, so it's shutting down communication as well. Very much a plan, all being enacted on you, all from above. And some people can't put two and two together and see what 4 is. They think we're coming out of 3 here, and it's not too bad. No, this is 4, and it's real fucking bad. I'll leave it there, peace.